Hello, everyone. And it is okay to live on coffee for what we do.
Yes.
Yes. Welcome to Academy Voices Live. Um, you know what we should do one time? We should be like, I'll say, that's Angela. And you can say, that's
And
Anthony.
that's Anthony.
I don't know. This is stupid. Change it up some. And we are crazies. Crazies.
He says that with so much enthusiasm. We're crazies.
I've just accepted it.
Yes.
I have finally accepted it.
Embrace it.
I have embraced it, which I've started embracing. You know what? It's hot. I'm gonna wear my with one button upper
Stop
button open.
it. It's hot. I'm
It's
unbuttoning.
yeah, not me hot, meaning like it's hot outside.
Yeah.
Okay, you got it. So, anyways, welcome if you're still here and you didn't leave after that minute. We are excited to chat. It's Thursday, and we chat about Academy Voices. And uh, Angela and I were just chatting right before we went live here, and I think there's an awful lot to chat about
Mm-hmm.
because there's so much happening, and there's also so much not happening on the current website that everyone's on. And what I'm building, or what we're building in the background, will be such an incredible upgrade. But in the meantime, you have to bear with us because we're still on the old platform.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, that's something we can chat about. And also all the exciting new tools that are going to be coming, which quite honestly, I can't believe that I've actually at this point built all of this into one platform for us. Yeah, so that's going to be exciting to,
Really quick,
yes.
Anthony, before we dive into all these new exciting things that we're
Mm-hmm,
doing with the
mm-hmm,
website,
mm-hmm.
who are we? What is our website for those of us that are new to us?
So today and Thursdays we're talking about Academy Voices. So it's www.academyvoices.com, and we are websites. We're a publishing company, right, where we help authors take their books and turn them into audiobooks, and we also focus solely on connecting authors with human only narrators. So, we help also narrators find audiobook work, and we
Mm-hmm.
connect those two. And what's unique about us too is exactly the human part, which makes us extremely unique, because I don't think there's actually anyone out there, or at least there's a few, but not mainstream places, who are only focusing on human narration only. And we also publish work too. So that makes us a unique situation as well, because we have our own in-house projects. So that we're able to offer more opportunities for voice actors, and then a lot of opportunities for authors as well. So yeah, so that's what we do. And as we started Academy Voices, I built it on a platform called Kajabi. It's a weird name, Kajabi. And the reason why I built it on this platform, it's just a website builder like Wix or any other one. But this particular one, I had already used for a VO's Journey, or VO Journey Academy, which we currently have. And I used it for VO Journey Academy because it is first and foremost an educational learning platform. That's what it's set up. So it's set up for you to join and to be able to view courses, view videos, be a part of a learning educational community. So it has all those tools. And because I was familiar with it, and because I paid a subscription, I mean, it's not rocket science here, so I'd be open with everybody. Because I paid a subscription that offered me an extra website, and that's subscription, I was like, oh, well, this idea for Academy Voices, I'll just build it on this website. And I will do my very best, because I'm unfathomable, whatever that word,
Easy for you to
infallible.
say.
Yes, I will just make it work
Yeah.
for what we're trying to do with this totally different idea of a website than an educational website. So I built Academy Voices on Kajabi. Um, the first challenge was is how do we get a job board kind of thing going, So, anyways, it's built on Academy Voices is built on a web builder, website builder was never made for what we're doing with it. So the reason why I bring that up is just to let everybody know that we're making it work. We've published now over 700 plus audiobooks through this system, and but it is definitely glitchy, and it's not exactly ideal for what we're trying to do. So please bear with us while we're building the new website, which we're going to talk about some of the things that are happening there. And but we've been noticing a couple people saying, "Hey, I don't understand. Like it's difficult to upload this, or something's happening here, happening there." Especially if you're newer to the site, you're not quite sure because we have a lot of people. I mean, we're getting close to 500 narrators on the website,
Wow.
so there's a
That's awesome.
lot. Yeah, there's a lot there. Some people have been with us for
Many
over a
years.
year and a half now,
Yeah.
on there or so. So they're kind of used to it. But Kajabi changes things too, and that causes us to be like, we didn't do that. I have no idea what's happening. Why did they do that? Because it's not made for that.
Yeah.
But that leads us. So bear with us while we're building the new one. But that leads us to some things that are happening with the new one. And by the way, if you're here and you have questions about Academy Voices, questions about joining, have questions, you're on Academy Voices and you're like, hey, I don't understand this. How does that work? This is an opportune time to ask Angela and myself those questions. So pop them into the comment section. So some very exciting news for the new website or the rebuilding of the website, right? So basically, of course, we have to have tools, and I've gone a little cray cray,
Oh, I
and
don't
I've
think so. I think what you're
added.
building is amazing.
Oh well, thank you. I've added tools that we all, I think, need and want, and put them into one place. So first thing is of course on the narrator side, it's like one of the big things that Angela's always like is like, Anthony Dagnabbit, we need to keep working on making sure people are learning and appropriately applying that knowledge to ACX standards and formatting their audiobooks, all of the basis, right, Angela? That's kind of
And not just for
something
us, but for,
everybody.
working.
Exactly. So, what would be nice is to have a tool, an ACX checker. Now, there's one, of course, with Audacity, but there's been a lot of issues with that one for Audacity, as we've proven multiple times. It does some things okay, and some things it completely misses. And so, if you run something through that checker, you've produced a file, and it tells you you're okay, and you submit it, and then we're like, no, it's not okay. That's a problem, for us, and the publishing is a problem for you. It makes, so anyway, I built an ACX, a checker, but I wanted to do one step further because I'm like, okay, well, if you check it and let's say it's like, okay, well, everything checks out, it's green lights across the board for all of the specs that you have to have for ACX standards. What if there is 2 seconds of dead space in the front of your file, and there's only supposed to be zero point 0.5 to 1 second? And what if there's zero point 0.5 seconds of dead space in the back, and there's supposed to be 1 to 5 seconds? Um, can the software on the platform fix it for me? I was like, I wanted to fix it for you right there so that you didn't have to do much. You could just press a button and it fixes it for you. And so that's what I built. So now it does not fix if it, how it sounds. It just fixes all. So if you uploaded a file and it was in WAV format and it was in, 48,000 hertz or any of these things that is outside the standards, so ACX, it will tell you that, and then you can click a button and it will fix it for you.
That's cool.
And yes, it does not change it does not change the quality or anything. It just fixes the file and it formats it correctly to those standards. So right off the bat, that's a really cool tool that's included, right? Next thing is, I was like, why stop there when we could have more? So,
But wait,
but wait, there's
there's
more.
more.
I always thought people are always asking because what is something we can do to limit the amount of time? Our challenge as audiobook narrators is time, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, acting, of course, but it's time. Time
Yeah.
is sucks it out of us. And the more time we spend, the less money we make. So, with that being said, one thing that takes up a great deal of time is proofing your work. Now, there's a something that came out a couple years ago called Positron.
Yeah.
And so it was this way of digitally proofing your work. So basically, what happens is you upload your audio file, let's say chapter one, and then you upload your chapter one script, and basically the system will transcribe that, read it, and it will show you what you missed. Okay, and tell you where it is, what you missed, and what you should have said, and gives you a timestamp. Well, I was like, well, I want to do that for us, so we built that. So now we have that in our system. So we have our own proofing tool that will do that for you as well. And
awesome.
yes, and another thing, to just random thing, I wanted to be able to upload the whole script, so you no longer have to cut up your script. Now, I don't know if you have to do that in Positron or not, but here you just upload the whole script; it will find it for you. So that's really kind of cool. And on top of that, it does cost some money extra, but I was able to make it to where it's 80% cheaper than Positron. Not 80.
Wow.
Yes. Now, it's either Positron knows that and is making a killing, or, which probably so, because they're running a business. But whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm not here to talk about them. We're going to talk about us. So, okay, cool. All right, so somebody said you can upload the whole text there. Right, so you can do that with us as well. So I'm very excited about that tool. I've been using it multiple times now. It works it's great. And then I was like, but wait, there's more. What more could we have, right? So it's like, what I really would like is, I've done a couple script prep tools, but why don't we have a script prep tool? I'm like, okay, let's build a script prep tool. So we went ahead and built a script prep tool, and so that's in the system now. It's where you upload your script, and it preps it for you. So basically, it gives you the summary, the arc, characters. It gives you. I wanted to also add a place where you could, in the system, highlight the dialogue. So it identifies all the characters for you, gives them their own color, and you can determine. Now, the problem is even your best bet, it's still very difficult for the system without full context to know if it's, what character it is all the time. So instead of us coming back with false information, we just built a tool in there so you have now all of that, and you can go right in there and highlight everything, and it saves it automatically for you, so you can highlight your characters. Also I added beats. I've added this like 8 or 9 different tabs of categories that helps you understand like what part of the chapters, also what sections are like high intensity emotion that you need to narrate in that way, what are beats in the show that you need to think about. Also, of course, vocabulary, goes through and finds like hard vocabulary and writes out the phonetics of it and everything. And
That's amazing.
yeah, so that is pretty cool. I know people are asking questions, so you have to help me out on this one.
Oh,
Angela,
sure, but let's just
let's keep going.
I do have a question though.
Yeah.
Okay, so these 3 tools, the script prep tool,
Yes.
the script and audio file proofing tool,
Yes.
and then the file format checker.
Yes.
Are they going to be, they're all available or going to be available to our narrators on Academy Voices?
Yes.
Okay. So are they also going to be available outside, or do they all have to be members to use these tools?
So thank you. So yeah, you meant a VO Journey Academy? You said
is this going to be on for the Academy, or is this going to be available for
Yeah, so
Academy
let me tell you how it's set up, because in order to use these tools, it does cost money for us.
Correct.
So there has to be some sort of payment outside of what's already done. So this is how it works. So for everybody's regular, whether you're at VO Journey Academy or whether you're in Academy Voices now, the
Hmm.
ACX checker and the tool that fixes your file, that comes standard with it. There's no extra cost with that.
Sweet.
Yes, so that doesn't. Now the proofing tool, okay. Right now it would be a monthly subscription cost. Here's $10 a month, and you get 15 hours,
Wow.
which I believe Positron is quite different and much more expensive because I believe it's $12 a finished hour.
Something
So
like
this
that.
is $10 for 15 finished hours.
Wow.
Yes. So, and that tracks that on there for you. And it's just something that you can sign right up you could sign up at the beginning, you can sign up later as you need it. It's right there in the app. And then the script prep tool is done per basis of script. So right now,
Like a flat fee per
yeah,
script.
yeah.
Okay.
Because, it's based off of, that whole word count and all of the information that we're gathering for it. So
Hmm.
right now, it's 12. I have it. It's okay. So it's probably, I've been thinking a lot about it. It might be between like $9 to $12 per script prep.
Okay.
That way we don't do it because you might only be doing once. You might only be doing one every, maybe you use it once a month or once every 2 months or something.
Right.
You know what I mean? I didn't
Right.
want to do like a subscription for that,
Hmm.
so that you could just choose when you wanted to use it. Yeah.
Will
So
we have the
that's
ability to bundle those two?
we
Like
can
if
do. We
somebody,
can do.
if
We can do whatever we want because we run it. So
well,
I guess the reality is in order to these are good questions, and I would say so. This is what's interesting is the more we get into this, the more I
hmm,
start to think too. How confusing is all this too? Like I don't want to get in there and be like, there's 50 different choices to buy bundle. Like so, we have
I
to
get it.
really
I get
figure
it.
out what is the easiest for everybody to understand and get.
Right.
And if we start bundling, we can absolutely. I want to so for example, it could be like I did think, for X amount, like for $29 a month, you get everything.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like something like that. I mean,
Yeah.
yes, I mean, that makes sense, I think, because maybe I just want every tool and I just don't want to worry about these different things. Yes. But I haven't necessarily set that up yet, which is why talking about it here and getting people's feedback is so important. Like, you
Absolutely.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because to me it's interesting is I've never built and I've never seen anything that has all these tools in one place,
No.
so I don't know what I don't even know how we price. Like I don't know. I mean, you usually price things based off of how much it costs us and what we
Right.
need, you know what I mean, to run
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
system, right?
Hmm.
So but then I don't know if voice actor, like it's you don't know. I don't know. So that's why this feedback is important. Like, are people wanting it bundled? Would they want those tools?
I saw somebody, yeah, somebody in the chat had asked, and I think that makes sense. If you're a working audiobook narrator and that's all you do and you're constantly booked, it would make sense to have one flat fee for everything you needed so you can
Yeah.
incorporate that into your per finished hour rate, right? So it just makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's the set tools, but but wait, there's more. So I've built more tools. This tool was now based off of more author centric requests, even though for us it's just important for voice actors also, and that's on the marketing side, right? Because a lot of marketing tools would is extremely helpful. So one of the
Yeah.
tools I find that people always ask is how can I create a file for social media? You
All
know
the
what I
time.
mean? And
Yeah.
one simple, well, I say simple, but it's not simple for a lot of people. But a simple style of post, right, is I've done an audiobook and I would like to, tell the world that I've done that audiobook by posting it on social media,
Hmm.
right? Now, these days it's nice because now pretty much every social media, even YouTube Shorts allows you to upload static images. It didn't used to be like that. It used to be that they all had to be MP4s, but now you can upload JPEGs, right? But what the tool I built is that you'd be able to choose the audiobook you've done. It will use the cover Take that cover. You'll be able to choose a snippet, maybe the retail sample. It'll add an audio visualizer, which is the waves that do it,
The
and
waveforms.
captions, and it will create captions for it, and you generate an MP4 file for you that's formatted for portrait for TikTok and Instagram and stuff.
And that's going to be on Academy Voices
Yeah.
for narrators. And
Yeah, I think it would be just as valuable for narrators as it would be for authors. Because I originally designed it because this would be something authors could promote their stuff. But I mean, we would need it too. We use
yeah,
it too because
absolutely.
everybody promotes. We want to promote
Yeah,
these books.
for sure.
But wait, there's more. So there's another tool I created because I was like, well, because think about it, think about all the stuff we need
I know.
that
There's
we
so
have
many
to
subscriptions.
create.
I know.
Right. I mean, we all have subscriptions. So
Yeah.
another tool was, and this is a problem that we all face. It's a small problem, but it's a big problem. And that's promo codes. So promo codes piss me off. And the reason why it pisses me off.
Don't hold back, Anthony.
No, I'm not going to hold back because, I'm like, think about it. Everybody listening right now. If you just, one day you're like, I don't care. I'm going to throw caution in the wind. I'm going to build, I'm going to build heaven for us, right? As narrators and authors. What would that look like? Well, that's what I'm doing. And so I'm like, okay, promo codes piss me off. And the reason why they piss me off is because, as you guys know, one of our issues is the most sought after promo codes, sadly, are Amazon promo codes.
Yeah.
Okay? And that's what we all want. But Amazon sucks. And they won't give you promo codes unless you go exclusively with Amazon. So what does that mean? I mean, so
Anthony Unfiltered.
yes. What does that mean? So that means, well, because you don't know a lot of this stuff unless you're behind
Right.
the scenes.
Yeah.
And so, but what that means is, right, is that when most of us, when we're on ACX, it doesn't matter. The author is already choosing exclusivity. And it just means that you agree to only publish your work through Amazon Audible, and you won't publish it through Spotify. You won't publish it through Google Play. You won't go to Nook. You won't go to libraries. It only goes through Amazon and Apple Books. All right. Because Apple Books and Amazon again. So, that's, and so because of that, they give you these nice promo codes. Yay! And you get to share them. And then, oh boy, they also get to give you a review and everybody's happy. Unless you don't go exclusive. And then they're like, F you, you don't get them. All right. And that sucks. And it pisses me off. So what I decided to do is, why can't we have our own promo codes? So what I've built is a way for you to share, which will lead to another conversation we'll have in a moment, because this is also leading to something else we're going to build after the website's done, but one thing at a time. Is you will have the ability to, it's interesting because now I realize maybe because I'm just doing this for authors, but it could be used for narrators. Is the system will create your own code that you'll be able to share an audiobook with, anyone, and they'll be able to listen to your audiobook on their phone and their playback devices. And yeah, you can share it with them and the system will create it for you and we will host it. So it's
Oh my
hosted by
gosh.
us. So, it gives people, the ability to listen to the book and get feedback on it and share. Now we'll do, we'll do it in a manner in which it's given a certain amount of days, because you could argue, well, what happens if these codes go and people are just using them? It's just a period of time. Do you know what I mean? That people get to use them and then they stop being available. But it's a great way to get your own promo codes, because it's just a pain in the butt, as we know, right? They're all so created that.
Oh my gosh.
So that's there we go. That's so far, besides the base point of all of it, and that is, the marketplace of where authors come and post their audiobooks, and author and narrators audition and get chosen, etc. Cool thing about the system we're building now is, if you're on Academy Voices, you know that the way Academy Voices works right now is it's still very manual.
Yeah.
Like everything is extremely manual because the three of us do everything. And what happens is, as many of you know, we, as we're growing, it's just, it's a challenge to keep up
Yes.
with all of that growth. And then, rightly so, people are like, hey, I finished the book, a couple weeks ago. What's happening with it? And it's like, I totally understand. I hear you. It's in the queue. I promise you.
There's
And
about 50 ahead of it at the
right. I mean,
moment.
it's just because it's just what it is.
It's a
Because
lot.
it's a
Yeah.
lot.
It's a
So
lot.
so building this website, really the heart of it was to fix all of those issues, like some of the issues that people don't know on the side of the author side, because we have our internal projects. So a lot of our projects, you agree to the terms of those projects by clicking I agree when you first join as a narrator. But as an author, and you come, right, all of those contracts, if you go, we have a direct author and a direct narrator or narrators, they have to sign individual contracts because we don't have a system that's built so far to do that. Well, all of this new system does it all for you. It's very similar to ACX. Once it's generated, the contract is generated in the system for you. You click I accept, that's stored, the terms are done, the days, like how much days. We built it off of 3. I don't know if I did 3 or 4. But basically, for every finished hour, I always said it's like 3 or 4 days you get for every finished hour. So like the system automatically. Oh, and I did this too. Because I like Fiverr. So I took like something terms for Fiverr. So I created a countdown clock, so you know how much time you have. So once you get a contract and you sign it, there'll clock that pops up. You have 29 days left to do your audiobook, and it will
Oh,
count
that's
down for you.
helpful. It's
Yeah.
helpful. It's helpful.
It is helpful. You might be like, oh no. Well, what I've done is, in order to that, when it gets down to 0, nothing like you don't get like,
Booted.
self destruct enabled.
Self-destruct.
No. You don't get booted or whatever, but you do. It does recommend. You need to contact the author, and you
Just
guys
let
need
us
to,
know.
Yeah, you need to let someone know
Yeah.
what's going on if it's not uploaded, because but I figured like that helps, because it does help to know how much time do I have, what's happening, so yeah. So it's like little things, like I keep seeing, so like every time I get along, I'm like, oh, that would be really beneficial to add. Oh, that would be then I run into, I got to redesign the whole system, because little things happen like that. And then there's the whole thing with the catalog. So like the catalog was a mess in a sense, because we have 700 plus audiobooks. So it's like, how do
Yeah.
you even go and look at our catalog right now? You couldn't. But I built into the system now a way for the catalog to be viewed, to listen to every retail sample
That's
for every single
fantastic.
book, and a link to go purchase the audiobook
Oh my gosh.
from
You've
the website.
simplified
Yeah,
so
that's a
much
huge
in
thing.
one place. That's
Right?
huge.
Right? And then so that's nice. And did you know we have sold to this point over 109,000 audiobook sales. That's how many sales we've had.
Oh my
109,000.
gosh.
Isn't that insane?
That's insane.
And the site tracks that. So we have it now where it tracks it. So every time, so as we get royalty reports and we get reports from our distributors and retailers and stuff, we plug that into the system, and, it automatically, creates, it tells you the numbers as it goes up. So it shows you right on the front page, like how many we've done, how many audiobooks we've published, how many narrators we currently have, all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of fun, because it's like a running tab. Because we had somebody was like, it would be nice to see what's actually happening, and kind of determining how much, somebody's like, well, how much money we made. So I determined that this was a good way to show, because somebody's like, wow, how many audiobooks have we sold?
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool just to see,
Yeah.
we are like, we're, all of this is working, and it's doing rather well. So
That's
questions?
exciting.
Questions, comments?
That's exciting.
Yes. And how far are we away from launch? I ask myself that every day. I will tell you one challenge I'm having, I'm scared of. I'm scared of. I'm just...
Concerned?
Yes, thank you. Concerned of the enormity of it, because if it was... to do this so when we go live, right? Right now, fortunately, we have our own DNS records, so just get a bit technical, right? And we are hosted through Cloudflare, which is nice. So that means I don't have to, basically it means is all of our name servers are being pointed to, of course, Kajabi. And, when we do this, you got to think we have hundreds of members who are paying members of Academy Voices. We've got, it points to Kajabi, so we'd have to make sure that when we go live and we do this, everything just doesn't blow up and people are, things are going crazy. People are paying over here. People are going, the website's over there. It's got
Yeah.
to make sure it works all properly. So in an easy world, it would literally just be everyone re-signs up. That would be the easiest thing. But I don't want that to happen because that's a lot
It's
of
a lot of work.
that's a lot to just
Yeah.
ask for 400 or 500 people to just re-sign up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so, there's so with all of that being done, fortunately, because we use specific like Stripe and PayPal and stuff, they have all this kind of set up and stuff, so we don't have to worry about that data. That's very secure and safe place, and they offer ways to migrate that information because you're not actually changing the information, you're just changing, where the API is coming
Right.
from, right? So you
Yeah.
don't have to worry about changing data. But the people logging into the system, one thing that is challenging, and I chose to do it this way, and I hope people are happy about it, but it will take longer for all of us. And that is in order to protect our identities and things like that. I am choosing to, for the first part, you guys think I'm crazy because we have a lot of audiobooks, but to manually attach people's audiobooks to their names and email addresses so that we don't share any of that that information isn't used publicly. Not that it would be. Nothing we're doing is public. Everything is closed and secure, which I'm very proud of about because that's super important. But so basically what that means is when Angela signs up and she's all her account. So like, let's say Angela signs up and she's paying $9 a month to be on Academy Voices. As soon as she signs in, it'll be like, we found your account link, and it links it for you automatically because that's how we've set it up. If it's Stripe, if she has a PayPal account, she'll sign up and it'll be like PayPal account, waiting because PayPal doesn't do an email search. PayPal. So I have to go in manually. So again, the first migration of everybody will be a little chaotic getting things set up. But I link that for her. But then it will be like, well, what audiobooks are Angela's, right? And all the system has all of that data, but the administrator needs to go in and say, this is Angela's, this is Angela's, and this is Angela's.
Wow.
Yeah, so that is the start of all this. So to me, there is an urgency because the longer it goes, the longer more books are being published. Now I could do it a different way, and I could upload all of so it's basically our names and emails, right? That link. It's mostly the names. I'll continue to look at how I can migrate the data a little more easily. But I just want to try to make sure that, I'm protecting everybody's information the best I can. But anywho, there's just a lot. So that's just nerve-wracking stuff
Yeah.
that will be, But what we'll do first is go live and do a beta.
Yeah.
So live meaning, so like it won't be the web, the Academy Voices will be the same, but then there'll be like a beta addresses that will have people sign up, get people on there,
Test
and we
it
can
out.
try it and test it out, make sure everything works on the live servers. Because right now
Yeah.
everything's hosted. Well, it's still hosted through live things like AWS. We use Laravel. We have like Homebrew that helps connect things, and but and Cloudflare, but it's still the server's still on my local disk, on my disk only, so no one else can view it but this computer, right? So once that goes live, that changes, of course. Okay, so I've done a lot of talking. Let's get questions. I saw people with question marks everywhere, so we've got to go through here. Let's see. I'm trying to go back up. This says, will we be able to jump to a character voice that we recorded earlier with the color? Will we be able to jump to a character voice? What do you think? What do you mean by what do you think?
In the script prep tool?
Okay.
Or are we talking about to try to match, to remember what the character sounds like? That kind of a thing?
So I know Angela and I are big advocates. I remember talking about this a long time ago. We talked about this as a way to, remember character voices that you've come up with by, saving a file, right? That you can go back and listen to that, because if you got 30, 40 characters, they can become difficult to remember. No,
But that's But that's that. Okay, so that's interesting. Are we talking about like in the proofing tool? If you wanted to go back and listen to, let's just say you're redoing, you're doing a pickup for a character voice. So can you go back to another instance of that character by clicking on the highlighter or something like that to hear what the character sounds like? So you can redo
So
the
in the
pickup.
prep tool is what we have the highlight available. The proofing tool is stuff you've already done. So like the
Right.
proofing, so you can't go like in the proofing tool, you can't go back to anywhere because there's the only. But I did set it up so in the proofing tool, there will the timestamps of where the mess up or mistake is. Oh, so maybe that answers yes, but there's no color. Well, no, there are colors. I'm sorry. Yeah, so there are colors. There's three. Like one is missed, one is misread, right, and one is added. Right, and those are three different colors. So you can there each one is time stamped, and I did a 10-second prior to that error spot, so it'll go back. Like a pickup as you would do in normally like in a cat or in your
Positron?
DAW. No, in your DAW.
Oh.
Where you do a pickup. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
And she does clarify down further in the script prep to match the voice, the positron tool. Yeah.
Now, I could have linked all of this together. Like from the very like you're doing a project and it's all linked together with that project, but I decided against it because I thought that maybe someone wants to use the tool, but it's not a current project that they're necessarily working on here. I wanted to make it more not that way.
If they're currently recording, but then get asked for a pickup on
Right.
something else, it's a different project.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Exactly.
I
You know
can
what I
see
mean?
that happening. Yeah.
But there's not a the way I told you for the proofing tool, I've time stamped everything, so everything's time stamped, but yes, and it will, but there's not like again, it doesn't do character stuff in the proofing tool. It's just going to tell you what you've missed. Now in the script prep tool, that's where you've got all of the actual like characters, the storylines, the beats, all that kind of stuff. If you added beats, can you drop the sick ones? Oh, you're
That's right. All day.
okay. You read that one. Let's go back and
Joy
forth.
wants to know. She's curious. With so many tools out there, you could have used to rebuild the Wiz. Well, we're moving from Kajabi, not to Kajabi.
Oh, good. Yeah, good point. We're moving. Yeah, we're
Away
on
from-
Kajabi now.
'Cause
We're building it
Kajabi's-
from scratch now.
Yeah,
we're
because
moving away from
Kajabi is designed for like courses and
Yes.
like coaching and stuff like. It's not really designed. It's not structured for what we need it. So we're building our own.
Yes. And I was going to say the point of this and the reason why I set up like the codes and the way we're moving is because right down the road after all this is done and we've done this for a little bit, we're going to start building an app. Right? And the app will be our own platform because we already have 700 plus audiobooks that can go on our app. And because we don't exclusively, we'll sell on our app. Right? So people will be able, just like Audible, we'll have our own app. Oh, yeah.
There's an app for that.
There's an app for that. And available separately or in a pack. I know we were talking about,
Yeah, the tools.
says just spent $11 for 30 minutes on Positron.
There you go. Bundle would be fantastic. Yeah, I think you should make them a la carte or bundled.
Yeah. Well, right now when you set it up, it'll look almost like a bundle, but it's like add-ons. Do you see what I
Right.
mean? So like
Yeah.
you have your base subscription, and then it's a $10 a month add-on for 15 finished hours.
It's like picking movie
$11
channels
for-
when you're
I mean,
on
it's
cable. Like, do you want
30
HBO or do you want
$11 for
Showtime?
30
Do you
minutes.
want
Right, exactly.
both?
Right, and then the script prep tool though, that one is definitely one that it takes a lot more effort because it's doing a lot.
Yeah.
And so that one, yeah, I'll have to look at that. But that one is right now just currently. But I guess you could do like one credit. I'd have to figure it out. I'll look into it.
Parasani said, will narrators be able to use the new tools you've built for projects they've booked off platform, for example, like ACX?
And that's why I wanted to keep all this separate. So the answer is yes. Yes, you will. Because I could have done it to where you would only been able to use them for the projects on the platform. But I'm like, why should I be so selfish?
Why?
Why should we be so selfish? And
Why
quite
do that?
honestly, we're working narrators. I mean, we're going to be getting hopefully work from a variety of places.
Yeah.
And, so yes, you'll be able to use all those tools. I didn't even, honestly though, I didn't even think about that. Really. So that'll be very helpful I mean, I didn't think about that like other narrators thinking, well, this is really good just to have because it's cheap. It's like 10 times cheaper than anything else out there. I didn't
Well,
think
yeah,
about
that's what
that.
I was asking initially about them being available externally to non-members.
But you will have to, but in order to get those, you still have to be a member of Academy Voices.
I see.
You know what I mean? So you can't just although I guess I could make them separate.
So if you're a member, then you have access to the tools for whatever platform that you want to use them for, not just.
Right.
But I think
currently I've set it to where you still have to be a member. You still have to have now if you're part of VO Journey, right? You still have to pay for those tools, but your membership, your general membership is covered by being in VO Journey.
But then you can also have a bundle for non-members. That's a different price point.
Yep. Does that make sense? I think that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So the answer is yes. You can get all of that stuff and still use it for whatever voiceover you need. Let's see. Who's next? This one? Dang, Anthony, my mind is blown. Thank you, Joy. Will you go over all the new challenges you've made to the new changes you've made to there are challenges, Joy, you're right. The new changes you've made to the new website in the next webinar.
I think once the website's ready to go, we should probably do like a introduction walkthrough.
We're probably going to need
members?
to do a bunch.
Yeah.
Because if there was a downside, the downside would be, okay, this is complicated or it's challenging. I don't think it is. It literally, like when I show you, it's like upload script here, press go.
I love
it's
it.
not that hard
Make it
really
simple.
to do it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Now I will tell you, because of the function of it, I'm very aware of, like, if you go to Positron looks beautiful. Like, so, you pay a lot of money for Positron for also that beauty. Meaning, like,
Aesthetically pleasing.
yes, it's got a lot of it, and, that beauty doesn't necessarily correlate with how useful the tool is.
Does the
other
beauty
than
make
it
you
makes
money?
us, but see, it makes us feel like it's worth more
Yeah.
than maybe it is.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to temper how beautiful everything looks with the important information that it's actually giving to us, and you know what I mean. So
Yeah.
that is one thing. But yes, I'm excited to show. I mean, I really am excited to show you guys all of this stuff. It's just I feel like I've got to test it a million times before it goes, because here's the thing, like you don't think about stuff, but like with the proofing tool. Not the proofing tool, I've got that words out, but like the script prep tool. No, the proofing tool. Here's a perfect example. So because we're doing a script, an entire script, right? How does the system know when to start the chapter and when to end the chapter? Now you could argue, well, we program it to where it only starts in chapter 1, but we know not all chapters are named chapter 1.
Right.
They could have a different name, right? And depending on how you program it to determine it, there's going to be space in the front and there's going to be space in the back, and it's got to be based off of then maybe what is said first from the narrator. So how do we deal with that space? So there's like lists of things you don't think about until you start building these things. You're like, oh, the system is saying this and it's saying that, but that's stupid. And so like so there's a lot to work through. Fortunately, I've figured out all of this, and I give. But here's another thing. Like once it goes live, so there's just got to be multitudes of tutorials going to have to build and stuff, because people are going to have questions and people are going to want to know, how do I do this? How do I read that? Yes, Matthew, we're going to need testers. There's no testers right now. It's just me. Like I'm the only one testing. But when it goes live, we're going to need lots of testers, because there's not just that. I mean, those tools. Do you think? You know what? Now that I'm thinking about this, Angela, do you think people are going to be more excited about those tools it's so funny. I built the tools as like just as a tool for the website, but I wonder if people will be more excited about the tools than the base of the website. You know what I mean? Maybe it just all goes together. I don't know.
I think the tools are equally exciting as an opportunity to find and get work, but having them together
Yeah.
is quite impressive because
Yeah.
as I mentioned before, as a working voice actor, you have one place you find work, then you have one place that you go to proof your script, and then you have one place you go to, having all of that together in one place, that's so valuable. For one price, that
That's a
eliminates
good point.
50 different places that I'm sending my money every month to keep track of. This is just condensing all of
You want to
those
know
things
what's
that we
crazy?
need to one place.
I also thought, it would be great for narrators. We should have a CRM. Thought, let's build a CRM. And I thought, Anthony, stop. But do you think it's too much?
No, I don't. But right now, let's get Academy Voices finished.
But that's
before
all
you
a part of
squirrel.
Academy Voices.
I
Like,
knew that.
so that's what I was trying to tell you. What happens to me is I'm like, okay, we're here. And then I'm like, squirrel, let's add this tool. Let's add that tool. And then I forget too, like my thing is I got to get authors, like remember, because we really want to target authors.
Yeah.
So like it's the tools, and the number one thing I get, like more than anything, 80% is we need marketing tools. We need ways to market our stuff. I need help with marketing. That's their number one by far question.
Yeah. So let's get what you got finished,
know.
and then we can add on from there. We need to market. All right.
However, if they re-sign up, can you encourage narrators to fully fill out their profiles? It can be a way to call inactive members, which can be migrated at your leisure.
Instead of migrating everybody over, if you ask everybody to re-sign up.
Oh, so
is what she's saying.
What will happen is, because we're gonna do this anyways because the whole system is different now. So we will have a searchable, and every person will have their own profile, which means that we have none of that data. I am not migrating. I'm not trying to figure out pictures. And so when a narrator, the system will recognize that you're a member. However, when you join, you will have to add in your profile, add your picture, add your demos for your profile. You can add up to 30 demos, right? That will be a part of the system. So yes, everyone will actually have to do that regardless of who they are. I'm not migrating that information. So, because I think that would just be, because then again, that's too much. I think it would be better for everyone just to do it from scratch. As long as the system knows you're there and you have a membership and it's like you remember, it's just like going and changing your profile. Because this will be totally different. Right now, you have to upload your stuff to a Dropbox and pray that I have the coherent mind to make it all happen. Like, because I got to go to. It's a mess. It's not none of it's automatic. That's why when you upload your stuff, you're like, why didn't it just show up on the system? Because I have to go manually and do it. The system will do it for you automatically, like it does other places, right? Although we do get a little button that says approve. But anyways, that's a little bit.
Kat has a great question about promo codes.
After the first 5 that are free, can there be a contest where if you miss those 5, you can go to the book page website 3 to 5 days in a row for a chance to win a promo code?
For a chance to get another promo code if the first 5 or whatever you decide aren't used. Regardless of how it's won, but if there's another way to earn another chance at a promo code, perhaps, once they expire.
I don't know. I didn't think about that. I'm not sure why
Scope
we would.
creep.
Okay. Yeah, we'll just write that down. I don't know. More
Yeah,
promo
write it down.
code.
Bounce it around.
Because that one itself, and I do think what would be really cool is to actually have, because that will be a part of the new website as well. The promo codes will be active immediately anyways, but the new app, as we build the new app, right, then they'll have a place they can go and actually leave. The only thing with these promo codes is there will be nowhere they can go leave a review, because they're not a review. It's not a promo code from a specific site. We're hosting it. It just, though, does give people, promo, like they can listen to the audiobook, talk to their friends, get people to buy it, stuff like that. But there's nowhere to leave a review yet. Although that would be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean, well, that's a whole another thing. Okay. Sounds
Ryan,
like the ADHD gremlin. Yeah. I hear
yeah.
you.
Ryan said that actually acts as a great sales point for AV, though, because it adds values to AV and other platforms as well, having all the tools available. And then members get a discount, non-members pay full price. Absolutely.
Smith says native apps are using something like React Native. I'm not sure what that was in context to, Matt. I'm sorry. I went into a circle and ran right smack into Kajabi. What I meant was the tool you are using and what makes it better than the rest. Oh, so yeah, I'm building it from scratch. So it will be, it's all our code. There's no builder behind it. No like website. Like we will own it. We own it.
Oh, Ryan has a good question. Will the proofing tool have an export option like markers into our DAWs?
So that's interesting. It would take longer. Originally, I was going to have that, and the script prep tool would be a download, but it causes challenges. And that's why there are not a lot of downloads available. And some of the challenges are, for example, you upload a PDF file. When you take a PDF file and you transform it to a Word doc or you do something, it creates all sorts of crazy code. The files don't match, and it causes all sorts of issues. So then you're running all these just simple thing from changing it to a doc file, right? Because, to manipulate the file. Right. Yeah. And it's redonkulous. Then you're trying to keep it in the same format. There's paragraphs. It's not all one blob. Yeah. So I originally had the download, but I took it away. Does that mean that in the future we can't do it? No. I think Positron allows you to do something like that. So, I know it's possible, but I'm not currently doing that. What I did was make it so it was very easy to go to every thing is numbered, so you'd be able to find what the corresponding error was with what the fix is, and then you have the ability to click on that timestamp so you can listen to it, and then hopefully your DAW is right there and you can make that change and just go to that place in your file. But no, I don't have anything downloadable to where it will actually make markers, although that's an interesting thing. But see, my thing is every place doesn't if it was Adobe Audition, but I don't know how does it make markers in Audacity. Would it? I don't know how you would do that in the different DAWs, which is why I'm I don't know. But good question. Do you need more testers? Yes, we've done with that. My question was for Academy Voice members because Angela has asked about non-members. These are great tools in a business sense, but tools many narrators still want.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Just looking for the promo code contest would drive algorithms to your site, right? I don't understand. Maybe do you understand promo code contest? And why would it
if you just had some way to, like she's saying, people would have to come back. Okay, have you ever played a game on your phone where you get tokens or something every day that you check in?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Same kind of idea, but with promo codes. That's driving traffic to the site every day. There's a reason for them to come in, check out the site, click a button, and then potentially
what you're saying
earn...
is basically they're just coming back to the site to get freebies.
Yes. Once the initial 5 or whatever number promo codes expire.
What would be the point?
To get additional promo codes.
Yeah.
And traffic or visits, impressions to the website. Those are all things that we could talk about, but that's basically what she's talking about.
Okay.
I think.
Okay. I mean, it's more than 5, by the way. You get more than 5.
Yeah, just whatever the number is. Whatever the number is.
Yeah. I will tell you it costs us money, though. So that is something I realize that a lot of this stuff, it doesn't... Anyways, it does cost money, but not a lot on the hosting side for AWS because it costs money. And at the moment right now, it costs very little. But I mean, imagine if we had I'm trying to think what happens if we have tens of thousands of people on the platform? Because building this platform to be a big platform. So that's why right now, like testing it right now and doing all this stuff with where we're all right now, this is such a cool place. Because I think the
Yeah.
platform will not be small. I mean, if you consider this small, it is small right now compared to other platforms, but it will grow
For now,
for now.
I said what I said. We're taking ACX down.
That's right. That's the plan.
I said what I said.
Said what you said. Wow, we had a lot.
That was an
That was,
hour.
that was an hour. There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
There is a lot going on. What other do you just for the 2 or 3 more minutes? What other? I'm like so the CRM thing. It made me laugh because the thing was that there was one other. Remember, because everybody's like, I need a place for my contacts. I need a place for because either I have a spreadsheet or things like that or tools for this. And there was one. Remember, I think she was
Voiceover View?
Yes, voiceover view. And I remember talking to her, a lovely lady who owns that, but she hadn't written the code. It was her partner who had wrote the code for it, but they're no longer partners. She owns it. Or anyways, the point is, there's not really anywhere else for.
Well, there is a new one that
Is there a new
just
one?
came out, vopilot.co. I forget
think
who
I
it
heard about
was. I just started to hear about this in the last couple of days. I forget who developed it, but a voice actor. Another voice actor developed
Cool.
it. And I haven't checked it out yet, but there is
Cool.
a new one. So
Cool.
we'll have to take a look at that.
So again, it goes to the point like what is is that valuable enough for people like for to have something in there, and what does that look like? You know what I mean? Is that worth it? Is that getting away from the core?
I think a CRM is definitely something that is valuable. I mean, to keep, again, it's the same for a working voice actor. As you know, we have a bajillion different platforms that we find work on. And then having one place that we could go to where we have a client, where we found them, how much work we've done, how much money we've made, what year. I mean, all of that stuff to track in one place is huge.
I think one thing that
Marketing efforts.
I think for the first iteration, because I think what will change, more tools will make more sense when we have our own app. So because I can think of for example, right now, of course, and we will still continue to do so. I said maybe we could actually, when we have our own app, I do think it will be very cool because we'll have projects that will be published everywhere, but then we'll have projects that are exclusively to our app because we'll want people who want to join our app to get exclusive projects. But I think when that app happens, it makes sense that there would be tools, to, use that app and how to, get more sales or how to, use the get codes for the app, things like that,
Yeah.
how to market the app, which will be down the road. But, if you think about the next 3 years, I mean, that's really in my mind or less, to have this site done and up. Well, I hope this site's done and up and running this year. And then the app, depending on how well the site goes, because what I mean, could be
It'll
the
go
next
great.
year or two.
It'll
know
be
what I mean?
fine, Anthony.
Yeah, I hope so. I
Stop
think
it.
it will. I think it will. I think
know
what
it
I'm
will.
what I'm doing right now is honestly, I need to go through the site. I wish I could actually get some people to help me now, but I can't because it's local on my disk until I go live. But what I need to do now is go through and see, is it too complicated? Because I don't want it to be so complicated to where people go on there and like, this is just, like, have you ever been, I swear to God, people per hour, anybody who is on people per hour, think about people per hour. Were you ever on people per hour, Angela?
Yes.
Do you remember that site was like, I had the high hopes for that site. I thought because they had mixed Fiverr and Upwork
Yeah.
together basically. And I thought this was going to be great. But darn it all, if that site wasn't the most confusing darn site to figure out.
And at
I
some
hated it.
point, Academy Voices could have something similar. But let's just focus on audiobooks at the moment.
Oh, you mean for
Does-
more? Oh, you mean for more? I wasn't even thinking
Casting.
about that.
Well, I
yeah.
am. I mean, Anthony, you put you and I and Gabby in a room together. Oh my God.
Well, can you all imagine
But-
what it was like to get Gabby to just say she was doing audiobooks? Boy, that was that was the feat. That was a feat in itself. I don't know if she's listening. But yeah, we're. But I can tell you this. I mean, I just did a radio spot yesterday. I mean, there's so much other work out there.
Oh my
But
God.
right now the audio. But I think we couldn't even think about doing the other type of work without a platform that accurately allows customers to come in and hire narrators directly instead of us doing all this manually. It's just too much.
Exactly.
It's too much. So at least
But
building
one day,
that will be, yes, I mean, that's true. That's true. What is we could do a remote, now that's true. Yes, that is actually very true. All we'd have to do is do a live stream and then people would be able to see it directly. Yes, that's actually very true. I don't know if people are interested in that.
it sounds like they are.
The giveaways aren't for people to come to Academy Voices to get the codes, if I'm not mistaken. So what Dawn put together, right? That's a prep tool. So, exactly. Again, it's another tool, although we're 10 times cheaper than that one too. So, there's a lot, there are tools out there, and my hope is that our tools will offer more value and at less of a
Be
way
easy
less
to
of a
use in
cost
one
and easy to
place.
cost. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the cool thing is that, at least at this point, because I'm interested in people being like, we could have this. And I'm like, that makes a lot of sense. Let's do it. Because we're still in that kind of phase, right? So,
There's
all
a
right.
lot.
Yeah, there's a lot. Well, let's
There's a
call
lot.
it a day.
Yeah.
Thank
Because
you
we all
guys
know
for
you got a
watching.
website to finish building, and
Well,
I've got
I'm
work
like,
to
we've
do.
got lots of stuff to do. We got books to publish. We've got places to go and people to see. And then we're also VO Journey Academy. So, that is very exciting. I mean, Angela has class tonight.
Yep.
I had class on Tuesday. We had a very good class on Tuesday about ACX, even though it's kind of our adversary, but we love ACX too, in the sense that ACX has been, most of us started ACX.
Yeah.
So we had a great class on navigating and how to use ACX. That's another tool. What would be cool is to have a tool. Do you remember that tool, but it was directly for ACX, where it would go and you type in the audiobook and it would search and it would give you all the data like right up front, and it gave you it had like a scam detector.
Audiobook Scout.
Yes, Audiobook Scout. I thought that was pretty cool. But again, it's only for ACX and Audible, right? I mean, we publish across 40, 50 different platforms. So I think that, there's like, that's a problem. I'm like, ooh, we could do that.
Well, we wouldn't need that because the primary reason for using Audiobook Scout was to sniff out scammers. We don't have
Right.
that problem.
No, we don't. You're right. Exactly. That's true. But I do think there's got to be data. There's got to be more to the marketing thing, and that's what I need to flush out, because the marketing thing is the number one issue that, let's be honest, Angela, the number one issue that once we get past the audio part, you're always going to improve as an actor.
Yeah.
That never stops. But marketing
Marketing.
is the number one issue that everyone has. How do I market myself? How do I get to more people? How do I get more visibility? How do I get more clients? How do I get hired? It all bases down to marketing, advertising, and sales. And those typically are the least amount of tools available, or at least in the format for us. You just don't have just tools out there for us to do voiceover advertising, voiceover. Do you know of any? I don't really know of any.
The video creation tool that you made is definitely a good start.
Yes.
We could expand on that for sure in the future.
Yes.
Because you're right.
That'd be kind of cool thing to have something that generates ideas for you. That'd be kind of a neat
If only
thing.
there were something that would do that.
I know, but having it into one place
I know.
to where you didn't have to go, that makes it nice, right?
I know. All right. I'm
All right.
melting.
Bye, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day.
See you tonight at Lunchpad.
Yep. See you there.